Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Brett Pinelli, and today we're going to be reviewing Warfare, which is, in my opinion, one of the best anti-war movies I have ever seen in my entire life. All right, so this movie is being directed by Ray Mendoza, who is a Navy SEAL and an Iraqi war veteran, who is also being directed and written by Alex Garland. And Alex Garland, in my opinion, is one of the better filmmakers right now in modern cinema. He's written and directed some of my favorite movies that have come out recently. More specifically, Civil War. I think a very underrated movie from 2024. I know it was kind of conflicting reviews, but for the most part, I really liked it. And he also wrote 28 Days Later, which is probably one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. And he's also going to be writing 28 Years Later, which is going to be coming out in about a month or two. But Warfare, what makes it so special was that it was created from the memories of Ray Mendoza and the rest of the Navy SEALs involved in that scenario. There is no greater narrative. There's no story arcs for the characters. It's these people that are acting out a real life situation. And I think that's very unique for modern cinema, and it works really well. The cast is absolutely loaded with with the likes of like Joseph Quinn, who I think is so good. I know his character of Eddie Munson in Stranger Things was memed a little bit, but he was still really good in that. And I've loved him in some new things like A Quiet Place, and he's going to be in the new Fantastic Four. I think he's a really good actor. And the career shift of Will Poulter is like striking. He started out this kind of nerdy guy, very comedic actor, but he's been taking on some really impressive roles in the later points of his career, and I really enjoy seeing that growth in him as an actor. Everyone else is fantastic in it as well. I think they all serve their purpose. They're all giving really chilling performances, and they feel so authentic. And thanks to the writing of Ray Mendoza and Alex Garland as well for that. And one of the best parts of this movie, without a doubt, is the sound design. It blows me away. Every single Alex Garland film, the sound design is extraordinary, and I'm telling you, it's a huge part of this movie. And if without the sound design being as good as it is, the movie wouldn't be the same. Another very impressive thing is that this movie feels very large in scale. Not really the story itself, because it takes place on this block, but from the fact that you see planes flying by, bullets flying around, soldiers getting shot at, explosions. Typically, you would expect a movie with that to have a budget of over 100 million, but this was created with just $20 million. That's so impressive. I know I already talked about the cast, but the acting by everyone in this cast is just so good and so chilling, like I said. But man, I don't want to get into spoilers or anything like that, but there's some scenes acted out by Joseph Quinn that are just so well done, and it really immerses you into the story. And Warfare is one of those movies that it feels like when you're watching it, like you're there. Like when I left the movie theater, I realized I had barely been breathing because I had so much anxiety, and I felt like I was living in that moment and in that scenario. And that's a sign of a fantastic movie. A critique that a lot of people are saying about Warfare is that it's a war propaganda film, and I genuinely don't understand where people are coming from with that. I think this movie does the exact opposite, honestly. I think this movie shows the horrors of war. It shows how these people are thrown into combat fighting for something that they believe they're fighting for the greater good and for the government. And in reality, it's for almost nothing. And then in the end, you see the effects of the Iraqi people and the citizens that are caught into the crossfire of war, and it's horrifying and it's terrible. It shows the brutality of war, the pointlessness of war, and the effects that it has on everyone. So yes, I think Warfare is one of the best anti-war movies I've ever seen, if not the best. I would need to go through a list. I couldn't really name names. One that comes to mind is the newest All Quiet on the Western Front from 2022. But other than that, man, it's one of the best anti-war movies I've seen, and I can't get it out of my head. I saw it about a week ago, but I just can't stop thinking about it. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a necessary movie for a lot of people to watch, despite how hard it is to watch at some points. Just an overall incredible movie.